This is our first show. How exciting is that? You are watching Rock Your Beautiful Life, our first show. I'm Deidra Newman, and I want to welcome you. This is my first time doing a live broadcast, and so your first time watching me do it. So hang in there with me, and we're going to have a blast today. This time, we're not going to have a special guest because I wanted to allow the show to be just about you today. And then we're going to have special guests on and on throughout the rest of the series. And today, we're talking about I am. And that is such an important subject. It is about you, about me, about our life, and moving on with our life and loving ourselves. It is such an important part of our lives. And I want to make sure that you have questions, that you add them. And we have Cece on the other end. She's going to let me know your questions, and I'll answer them as I can throughout the show. So make sure you let me know your questions. And I have a free giveaway at the end. So those of you that are active and interactive, I have something special for you. So make sure that you're online with us and that you let me know your questions, concerns, pains, the things that you love about the show. Interact with me, and I'll make sure I give back to you. Our show is about living beautifully every day, overcoming those difficult challenges that we face despite our past, and making a difference everywhere we go. And our mission is we are passionately on a mission to inspire greatness, greater beauty, so we may connect and take action to renew, revive, live, love, laugh, learn, and heal with passion and integrity, mind, body, and soul. And I mean that with everything I am as a woman in my heart. And I want to do whatever it takes to help every woman and man that is intrigued to do that along with us throughout the United States and internationally if women truly want to get involved on our path. And to do that, we're going to start today with I am. Are you ready to rock your beautiful life with us? We all have a story. And within that story, some may be simply that they're overwhelmed with their everyday life. It could simply be that their kids are on the road every single day to football practice or baseball practice, or that they have 3 kids and every single one of them are going in different directions, and they want to be that mom that is there for every practice. So they're completely overwhelmed. And so what do? So their story is not a troubled story. It is simply overwhelmed. How do they say yes to every single person in their family and still be there for them all? And then it could be someone that has a very troubled past or a traumatic past. We all have a past and we all have current situations. Some of them are much more traumatic or troubled than others. And how we deal with that is part of our I am. Some of us, all of us, need guidance in some way on how to deal with that, how to move forward with our lives. I have a question for you. Are you secure enough in your life to know what your I am is or how to deal with your I am? I want you to stop for a moment and let me read something to you, and I want you to answer this question. Are you secure enough to love yourself? Yes or no? Can you type yes or no in? Are you secure enough to love yourself? Are you secure enough to rock your beautiful life full of joy and happiness and live the way God intended you to live? It's an interesting question, isn't it? Some people might ask, how do you know? How do you know if I'm secure enough? I have an answer for that. I want you to stop for a moment and say, I am. You saw the curtain move there. That's my cat. So my cat won't move far from me. Say, I am. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you say I am out loud? I am. Was it positive? When you say I am, what follows? Is it something that's positive, or did it point to an insecurity? I want you to repeat this statement after me. I am beautiful, loving. I am a person who deserves to be happy and live, love, and laugh. I'm going to repeat that. I am a beautiful, loving person who deserves to be happy and live, love, and laugh. When you repeated that, did you believe yourself? Did you believe that you are a beautiful person who deserves to live, love, and laugh? I am, but I wasn't always. I didn't always believe that I am. As a matter of fact, it took me many, many, many years to be able to say that. In another show, not this show, I will tell my story. And it is not a motivational story at first. It certainly is in the end. But it takes a lot to believe in yourself. And your insecurities can take you down if you let them. Whatever comes after your I am, follows you everywhere you go. I want you to think about what I just said. Whatever comes after your I am follows you everywhere you go. I am beautiful. I am incredible. I am evil. I am worthless. Which ones do you rather believe? Some of you that are watching may believe the latter because it was what was told to you your whole life, or it may be what is being told to you now by yourself or by others. What if you repeated every day of your life multiple times, I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am capable, I am full of joy, I am the one I want to be. There's a million words that you can replace that with, and it will fill your life to the point that you can and will be whatever you want to be. And in further episodes, I will help you do that. I am follows you everywhere you go, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. You can rewrite your story, no matter what your past or current situation, with a few words. I am. Now, of course, there's more to it than that. You have to take action, and there's a lot of steps that you have to take. Once you have, say, 3 steps, there's steps after that and steps after that. But it starts with one step, and that's believing in yourself, loving yourself. And 2 words, I am. There's one part of that, and that's overcoming obstacles. If there's an obstacle such as you have 3 kids and you're overwhelmed and you have to be in 3 places at one time, have a plan and figure out how. Obviously you can't be in 3 places at one time. So there is a point where we have to say no, and we have to figure out how to stop the overwhelm in our life. And it's what they call landmines. There's landmines standing between where you are now and where you want to be. And each of those landmines is what causes you to completely explode or rock on the brink of insanity, literally, or completely fall off of the wall to the point where your life is in shambles. And if you can manage to get rid of those landmines and avoid them altogether proactively, your life is so much better. It's full of joy, it's happy, and you can find yourself living a much more fulfilling life. There's personal obstacles that you face. There's social obstacles, environmental obstacles. There's all kinds of obstacles that you can clear the landmines and find that your life is so much better. There's questions that you can overcome in your obstacles there's questions you can ask yourself to overcome those obstacles. And I won't get into the deepness of that, but when you do something, before you do it, ask yourself, is this necessary? Am I taking a necessary step in my life? If we clear the clutter in our life, we will find that our life becomes so much better. Yes, sometimes we do things because we want to, but if we make that a reward rather than a must, life becomes so much better. There's a couple of ideas that I can give you to help you overcome some of life's toughest obstacles. And one thing is to step back emotionally. If we step back out of being so emotional every time we have an obstacle in our life, it helps us to where we aren't so overwhelmed. I'll give you a quick example, which is getting into a whole other realm of life, but I will give you an example. If your husband comes in or your boyfriend comes in and you were expecting for them to do one thing and they did another, is it really necessary to pick that fight? Or do you wait and talk about it at a whole other time? Or maybe not talk about it at all and just decide to have communication about what is and is not expected on a whole different level. You know, when you nag at someone, they are going to back away further and further and further because they don't understand you in the first place. Maybe because you haven't learned to love yourself and you're putting expectations on them that they don't understand. If you don't love yourself, or if you don't understand yourself, they may not understand you either. And that could possibly be a huge obstacle for you. Gain necessary resources is another way to overcome obstacles. That is so huge. If you have 5 kids to get to school in the morning and you're picking up 5 more, that's kind of not really doing what is beneficial for you. It may be that there's other people that can help you do this. If you are a single mom, maybe look and see how you can look. There's resources out there that can help you to do some things that can ease up your life. If you are married and you have carpools around that can help you, make sure you trust these people, but there are all kinds of things that can help you. If you are trying to feed the entire football team, there's resources out there that can help you. Just don't overstack your life to the point where you're always walking around saying, I'm so overwhelmed, I don't know why. Seek proper guidance. This is so huge. We always turn to the internet or our best friend when we don't know what's going on. Make sure the advice that you're taking is real advice. And it often happens when we want to hear what we really want to hear, and we go to the people that we know is going to tell us what we want to hear. And I've so been there, and sometimes I still go there, but then I have to back up and ask myself, is this person telling me what I want to hear, or are they telling me what I need to hear? Make sure that the guidance that we're getting is good advice and not just people telling us what we want to hear. Go to people that are outside of our normal realm and not just people that are just like us, so that we actually get proper schooled advice. Let's do just a couple more. List the possible options. If you have obstacles in your life, look at all the options. List the pros and cons. My children have been listing pros and cons since they were 5 years old, and it helps. I found out that they are doing this deal, and they are in college and gone away. It really helps. List, even if it's just 3 or 4 on each side, list the pros and cons. Number one, it makes you stop before you make an irrational decision. And 2, sometimes you look at it and you say, was I crazy? What was I thinking, before you make a decision? Let's look at one more. Accept and acknowledge your circumstances. Sometimes you really don't want to accept the circumstances that you're in. And look, either you change the situation that you're in, or you accept that you're in that situation. One or the other. You can't keep complaining about the situation you're in if you're not willing to take action on that situation. If you're not willing to take action, then you have to accept that you're in it. And if you're going to stay there, then stop complaining. And that's pretty much the way that it is. If you're going to stay there, then fix it and move on. And that's being real. And there's an easier way to put it, and I will in another, in a much easier, touchy-feely lesson, but I'm trying to just give you some, how to overcome some obstacles, and that's kind of being blunt with it, but thinking critically on it. Take small steps. If you're wanting to get from here to here, you cannot jump from here to here. Let's take baby steps. If you would like to cross a bridge, you are not going to just jump the bridge. You're going to take it little by little. If you are wanting to get a master's degree, you have to get your AA first, or at least take the basic courses first. You can't just go straight to your master's program. There's baby steps that you have to take. And that is why a lot of people just don't even try sometimes to reach their goals, because they just think, well, I can't do it. Yes, you can. You just have to start out slow. Okay, that's enough on that topic. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And let's look at overcoming some insecurities. That is tough, because, I mean, that is one of the things that was toughest for me. And I'm telling you, living beautifully every day when you have huge insecurities is really tough. When, I grew up being told that I was worthless every day and being abused so severely. And it's tough to whenever you're being shrunk down so much of your life, and you don't believe that you can, and it's hard to come back from that. It's hard to understand that someday it's okay to be able to live beautifully, and it's hard to come back from a place in your life where things are always negative, and where it's always difficult, or where you have done things in your past and everything is always difficult, to understand that it is possible to rock a wonderful life, to rock a beautiful life. And it's okay to tame that inner critic and to tell it, I'm not going to listen to you anymore. I am going to move forward in my life. I'm going to live by my own rules, and I'm going to stop listening to my brain tell me, no, I can't, no, I can't. And I'm going to practice self-acceptance for myself. And it's really tough to reflect on my own successes and see that I have done good things, and that was really me that did positive things in my past, and that I am going to be able to overcome. Justifying my behavior was the easiest way for me to put an obstacle in front of me doing good for myself. I would go out and do things that would sabotage my own self. And it was easier to sabotage my success than it was to believe that I could succeed. And that is one of the largest reasons people fail in the United States. And that is because they don't want to succeed, at least in their mind. It is easier to believe you're a failure than it is to believe that you can succeed. And it is so hard to put that first foot forward. It's tough. It is tough to believe that you can be a success in your own mind, whether that be at a relationship, whether that be at a job, whether that be as a parent, or whether it be as an entrepreneur. Whatever it is that you want to succeed at, that first step is so tough whenever you've always believed that you can't. When you say, I am a wonderful person, I am going to go and rock that job interview, I am going to live beautifully, I am going to stop doing the behavior that I'm doing. And you keep saying it to yourself over and over and over again. And you keep using affirmations in your life. And you allow yourself to take action on those. It is possible. It is extremely possible. And you can start right now, today, doing those things. And your life will change. Building self-worth and reinventing yourself is one of the first steps to take in self-love and allowing yourself to move forward. It is something that few people understand is so important, but it is amazing at the transformation in your life. When you love yourself, you can love others unconditionally. You can be kind and have joy and happiness in your life. I want you to respond in the comments if you want joy and happiness in your life every single day in every way. And I want you to tell me if you see others that have joy and happiness in your life and you wonder where it comes from and how they can possibly be that happy. And if you wonder if it's fake. Because how can anybody be that happy? How can anyone have that much joy in their life? If someone is that happy and has that much joy in their life, they have found self-worth and self-love to the point that they can love themselves unconditionally and move forward despite their past. They know their why, they know their I am, and there is nothing saying that they don't fail. There is nothing saying that they don't learn every single day. As a matter of fact, we have to learn every single day. I am one that falls every day, and I get back up, and I learn from my failures. it is so important that we reinvent ourselves on a regular basis. We are lifetime learners, and that we learn from our mistakes. Each of us has limiting beliefs. It's exploring our belief systems. It's the strength of our beliefs from when we grew up, from our past. It is the values that we carry with us. It is our integrity. It is our compass that we carry with us, what we believe in our faith, our hope. It is our convictions that we carry with us about the things that we believe in as far as before we make our decisions. And it can go as far as our political views, etc. But it's what we believe in before we make every decision we make. It's the things that we identify before we make our decisions. And if we forget our compass, if we forget our values before we make decisions in our life and we justify our behavior, then we can't live a happy, joyful life. We certainly can't rock a beautiful life. Here's a couple of things that we can do to identify our limiting beliefs. We have to figure out what we want in life. That's number one. We have to identify our limiting beliefs. We have to understand from our beliefs. We have to understand what we're learning from our beliefs. And we have to let go of the limiting beliefs that aren't working for us. That's the hardest. When we have issues in our life and we know that we had bad habits, letting go is the hardest part. Letting go of the things that are causing us issues is real hard. And especially when those habits are kind of fun, but when those things are hurting us, or they are hurting our relationships, or they are causing us pain, it's time to let go. When our past is hurting us and causing us to trip over our obstacles, trip into obstacles in our life, when our past is causing us to not know our I am, to not know our why, to not be able to say, I want to rock a beautiful life, it's time to move forward. It's time to transform our limiting beliefs. In life, if we can't tell ourselves that I am beautiful, that I love myself, that I'm confident, and that I want to rock a beautiful life, it's time to choose a different outcome. It's time to consider our new beliefs, to choose an empowering belief to adopt, to strengthen new empowering beliefs, and to make a firm decision to make a change. Progressively condition your new beliefs and make room for new beliefs in your life. Are you ready to rock your beautiful life? Are you ready every day to tell yourself, I am beautiful. I am ready to live full of joy, full of happiness. I am ready to love myself. I am ready to take on this world, get rid of my past, overcome obstacles every day, learn from my mistakes every day. I'm ready to fail because everybody fails, but I'm ready to get back up from my failure, learn from it, and do whatever it takes every day in every way. I'm ready to do what it takes. I would like to hear from each of you. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear what shows you want. I want to know what obstacles you're overcoming. I want to know what pains you're facing. I want to know your positives in your life. I want to know who you are. I want to know your whys. What are your whys? Why are you struggling? Why are you living? What are your positive whys? Are you learning new things? Are you in new relationships? Do you have wonderful children? Do you have a past that you're trying to overcome? What are your whys? I told you I was going to give something free away. I want you to text me at 850-843-7432 and tell me, I want you to text ROCK at 850-843-7432, and I'm going to give away a 30-minute free coaching session about I am, and we'll discuss your I am and how to best get you prepared for moving forward in life, and that will go out to the listeners, and I will pull for that in the next 3 days. Okay, so everyone that listens and watches the show in the next 3 days, I will pull for a free 30-minute coaching session on I am. So I am so happy that everyone joined me today, and we are all about living beautifully each and every day. That does not mean living beautifully today, getting on the internet tomorrow and blasting everyone, putting all kinds of negative stuff on there. It's about living beautifully every day, overcoming those different challenges that we face despite our past, and making a difference everywhere we go. I want you to send me your comments so that I know how you felt about today, and we will move forward with another wonderful show next week. And Cece, I welcome you to come join me if you can. So I'd love to chat with you. I don't know if I can bring her in. Can I bring Cece in? Maybe. I don't know if I can or not. Okay, well then, Rock My Beautiful Life will be back next week at this same time, and we hope to see you here. Have a wonderful evening.